Okay, today is Thursday, April 24th, and I missed my video yesterday, but I wanted to make a video today, and I promised at the beginning that I was going to be fully transparent. I do not want anyone to think that I have it figured out or that I'm anything other than what's real right now. Now, I believe that if you watch this in the future, that it will be from a different perspective, but you'll see where I am right now, April 24th, 2025. And that is in a bad place. I am struggling right now. Everything that went on with my car, you can look at the previous videos, you can see fighting to get it, with the insurance, to get it put in the shop, to get a rental car. Knowing that we can't keep the one anchor that we have, that we both use as gratitude, is our grandbaby. Because of me, she won't be here tomorrow when she usually is, and she's such a joy. Her name is Cora Joy, and she brings us so much happiness. So I took that from myself, and then I have to know that I took it from my wife. To be clear, because if you're watching this, you might think, well, God, something happened, why would that be so stressful? The reason it is that, no, it's not just the car and the financial problem that it's causing because I'm unable to work, which is a huge, huge thing right now. But what compounds it and makes it worse and more stressful is that I have let my wife down so many times that it's a wonder. It's truly miraculous that she's still here, and it would be, it would probably seem more normal if she just walked out and left me. But she's been there, and that is a terrible thing to know that you've done that. And so to kind of maybe give a little better explanation, I'll go back. So in the beginning of our marriage, I had some very successful years that I did not take advantage of and did not grow into what could have been. So there's that I keep in my mind, and the what if, or shoulda, woulda, coulda, that sort of thing. And that's a terrible thing. But again, I'm saying all these things, and I know that you can't focus on them, you can't dwell on them, but I'm just laying it out so you see that no matter what you're thinking, I have these same failures and letdowns that anyone else has. In 2017, we had flooded in August of 2018. It was a massive flood. You can look up South Louisiana Great Flood of 2016. Every building, like almost 100% of the homes, were underwater. We had to go stay with my father-in-law in Baton Rouge, which created a tremendous amount of stress on both of us, my wife and I. And we, at the time, had a mortgage branch that a friend was working with us. I got sick somewhere. We got back in our home in February. So in August, we went out, the flood happened. It wasn't until February 17 that we got back in. Somewhere along the line, I got sick. I don't remember when, but I do know that I hid it from everybody. And it got really extreme. The vomiting and diarrhea was to a point where, you would think any normal person would have gone, hey, this isn't right. This is just an orange fluid that doesn't look like anything that you should ever, it was bad. But being the person that I was, I thought that I could grind it out, that I could just work hard, that I wouldn't tell anybody, that I would somehow not let them down, and that, in the irony is that in thinking that you don't want to tell them because you're going to let them down, you end up doing that, just what you thought you were trying not to do. And so I went to the hospital. I was in a coma for a couple of days and in ICU for over a week, or right at a week. When my wife brought me to the hospital, I don't even remember, and I don't remember coming out. I had no veins when I got there, which I'm normally very vascular. And please, if you can look at Jim Rett on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube, you'll see some videos. I wasn't in great shape then, but I was still very vascular. I had a PICC line in my carotid artery. And I had something called metabolic acidosis, where your electrolytes and vitamin and mineral levels are non-life sustaining. And this is how they explained it to my wife. They kept testing me, thinking that maybe I had, ingested something, used some kind of drug. They could find nothing. And luckily there was a doctor from Nigeria who said, no, he looks like he's dying from dysentery, which essentially I was. He saved me because he knew what to do. Well, anyway, after that happened, then, that created a mental state in me that, or I allowed it to, I should say, because I don't want to blame anyone but me. This is me. And one failure after another that I have not dealt with well, and I'm trying right now. That's what this is all about. That's what these videos are doing. I really wanted to lay this out so you could see that no matter when you're watching this, no matter where I am by the time you see this, this is real. April 24, 2025, I'm pretty low. And a lot of people would look at it and go, damn, I don't know. I don't know what else you could do. How much lower? I get it, but I have to believe that that's not the case. In fact, I know. I can't explain how I know, and it makes no sense. But I know this is the darkness before the light. But if you're out there and you are like me, someone who I have a really big heart. I've hidden it from everyone. I've lived a lie. I've tried to be a tough guy, a confident guy, cocky at times when I had nothing to be cocky about. But it was all trying to convince myself. In the inside, I love my family with an intensity that is, it's just a burn. I so desperately want to provide for my wife and our grandbaby now, my parents as they age, because they've done so much for me. And I realize that the harder I try to grasp for that the harder it is to get. That you can't just grunt your way to it. I proved that in 2017, and I'll admit, I've only recently begun to understand that lesson. And I do think it was a lesson. It was a lesson to teach me that you're not gonna just push through. That if you don't get your mind right, if you don't control your thoughts, if you can't be open with your friends and family and say, hey, I'm not good, guys. I need some help right now. Instead of, I got this. No worries. You look terrible, right? No, you're crazy. A little stressed, but I'm good. That's not going to get you anywhere. So, I'm not going to lie and say that, I have the attitude of Tony Robbins or any of the other great motivators. I don't right now, but I know that I can. And that's a step. And I'm still doing the daily disciplines that I've talked about with gratitude and using my imagination. But I just want you to know, I get how hard it is, because it is crushing. It feels like an elephant stepping on my chest if I let myself get into the, God, look what you've done to your beautiful wife, your daughter, your grandbaby. What more you could do for them if you would have just not been this way. And it's real, and I get it. So, no matter when you're watching this, just know that I'm being complete. And this is hard to come and lay this out here like this. It's really hard, but I'm doing it because I know it's right, and I know there's a bright new future coming. And I just want you to know that this wasn't something that came easy for me, and I want you to see the suffering, so that you know that it was real, that what he's saying, he's really going through. Again, it's April 24th, 2025. I don't know when you're watching this, but this is where I am today. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back soon.